I've seen a lot of people that want to do Drinker. A lot of people want to do Drinker. We'll do Drinker. Thank you, Gramps. Well, the Drinker's video itself is not long. Drinker's video is not long. So with my yapping, I think I might be able to stay on time. Even with my yapping, I think we'll be able to stay on time. All right, chat. Let us do this. It's time for Drinker talking about Starfleet Academy.
Oh man, that was the best Star Trek parody I've seen in years. Wait, what do you mean this is a real show? Oh my god!
Okay. I'm a little disappointed, Drinker. I'm a little disappointed that you actually didn't pull out the Troll 2 clip for that. Although I can appreciate him wanting to do the, oh my god, himself. I can appreciate wanting to do the voice acting himself. And yes, that last one was the Big Trouble in Little China guy. You are correct.
Ever watch something so hilariously, outlandishly crap that you actually have to do a double take just to make sure it's not some sophisticated trolling op? Well, such was the case with the first episode of Starfleet Academy, which I'm roughly 200% sure will be my first and only experience of this show. Oh my days.
Oh
I knew it
god. And they wrote like poor Paul Giamatti. Oh god, hang on. Like, poor Paul Giamatti. Like, he loves Star Trek and wanted to do a Star Trek, wanted to be in Star Trek, and they pulled him into this crap. Like, out of all the things, out of all the Star Trek that Paul Giamatti could have been a part of, like, he's a great actor, and they bring him into this. Oh, the poor guy. Like, and he's a fan, too. He's a huge... You've never heard of Paul Giamatti? Yeah, what? Okay, Tank Spider, I bet you'd probably recognize him. He's done so many movies. He's a very prolific actor. You might not recognize his name. That's fair and understandable. If you saw him in another movie, you would recognize him. I'm trying to think of what like one of his most well-known movies was that you probably recognize him from. What's his Sideways? Okay, do you guys know Sideways? Yeah, I was just thinking Sideways. Sideways, Big Fat Liar. What was it? That Shyamalan movie. Oh God, what was that Shyamalan movie? There was that like well, Sideways is not an obscure movie, right? But Sideways is actually pretty prolific. He was Santa and Fred Claus, Lady in the Water. That's what I think about. Lady in the Water. Yes, the one. Yes, Machinist, the one with the twist. Yes. Yeah, Fred Claus. Yeah, he played Ben Franklin. Was he Shape Water? Yeah, no, it's Sam Adams. You're right. Yeah, Big Boss. Yeah, he was not Ben Franklin. He did a biopic, and Sam Adams. Shoot 'Em Up. Yep, with Clive Owen. He's done like a lot of he's done quite a few prolific movies. He was Rhino at the very end of The Amazing Spider-Man. I'm trying to think what other. Let's see. He was in The Negotiator with Samuel L. Jackson. What else? Oh yeah, I don't know if Drinker's gonna bring this up. Ray. I got a better one. Yeah. Oh yeah, YouTube. Yeah. They released the first episode. They released this first. Drinker will probably bring this up, but I want to say it. Yeah, he was in Sully. He's been in a lot. He is like Paul Giamatti. You look up his IMDb. He's been in a lot of movies. You'll probably be able to find him. And he's a huge Star Trek fan, and they brought him into this. But Drinker will probably bring this up. This first episode of Starfleet Academy, they posted it for free on YouTube. Do you know how many views the first episode of Starfleet Academy got? Anyone want to take a guess of how many views the first episode of Starfleet Academy got? Don't quote me, I could be slightly off on this number. I believe it was 1,200. If memory serves, it was 1,000, like roughly 1,200 views. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. Drinker might bring it up and he might be able to get more accurate number. But yeah, like some of my videos did better than Starfleet Academy.
Oh my days. I knew it was going to be bad, but even I didn't expect it to be this bad. Part of me even thought the trailers...
Oh, is it 192? Oh, when it premiered, it was not 192K. So basically, so people heard how fucking bad it was. Okay, 1,300 concurred for the premiere, and after the premiere, it got so many people, like Drinker, Disparu, Nerdrotic, Geeks and Gamers, all of them talked about it, and basically it was that so bad. I think it generated like so bad it's good buzz. So its concurrent views was 1,300 at the time of release. After the reviewers started like saying what sweet hell is this show, it generated like, okay, this is so bad I've got to see it, and if I can watch it on YouTube for free, I'll watch it. And so it pumped that number up above 100K. But when it came out, my videos got more concurrent views than this show when it first came out.
I knew it was going to be bad, but even I didn't expect it to be this bad. Part of me even thought the trailers might be a clever little bait and switch, deliberately setting expectations lower than the Grand Canyon, only to pull off a sudden transition into serious, thoughtful...
Yeah, Gabriella, Holly Hunter is a great actress. God, her accent is thick in this. I've seen a couple, I've seen plenty of reviews. The scenes I've seen her in, her accent is so thick you can't understand half of what she's saying. Because her southern accent goes so fucking thick.
High quality Star Trek adventure.
Illogical! Illogical!
Oh, Drinker, you foolish optimist, you.
Robert Picardo is in
Sometimes
it.
a spade really is just a spade, and sometimes a shitty Star Trek show really is just a shitty Star Trek show. And truly, they don't come much shittier than Starfleet Academy. The story is set like 1,000 years after the events of the original series, through a combination of contrived events from Star Trek Discovery that I absolutely don't have the time or the mental energy to talk about. The high-level view, though, is that an event called the Burn disabled warp travel throughout the galaxy, causing the Federation to collapse and leaving individual planets and star systems to fend for themselves. And if this all sounds a bit like the Age of Strife from Warhammer 40k, then congratulations, you now know just as much about writing as these fucking hacks. Anyway, things are finally...
Wait! Did they legit rip off a Warhammer 40k storyline for Star Trek? My Warhammer aficionados, is this true? I defer to you on this one. Oh my god! If they seriously ripped off a Warhammer 40k premise...
getting back on track now, and the Federation is starting to rebuild itself with Starfleet leading the way.
Oh
Only
yeah,
now
this fucking... Like, look at
now,
the ship,
and the
look at the
Federation
ship.
is starting to rebuild.
The nacelles are not even attached to the fucking ship. Like, look at that. They're not even attached. The nacelles aren't attached, and this thing, this thing around the saucer is not attached either. Like that, like it has the stuff that like goes away. Maybe it's electromagnetism. I don't know, but What the fuck?
With Starfleet leading the way. Only now there's basically two versions of Starfleet. Starfleet Academy, that's all about peaceful exploration and diplomacy like in the old days, and the War College, which is... well, I think you can figure that out for yourself. Anyway, the show centres around main character Caleb, who's a moody, rebellious hunk with a dark past but a heart of gold, who brings trouble with him everywhere he goes,
gonna
but
talk about
man, the ladies can't resist. He got separated from his mother 15 years earlier after they enlisted the help of Paul Giamatti to steal supplies and promptly got caught. Nice to see...
Yeah, they had to do that separate. They had to pull that modern day thing of we're gonna separate. Gee, this doesn't sound at all modern day political. Separate the child from his mother by the courts. Yeah, that's not at all. We're gonna separate the child from his mother and make him a ward of the Federation. Not at all inspired by current events, right? Right? Yeah, fuck me.
Nice to see Tatiana Maslany getting out of her toll booth or wherever the fuck she's been for the past couple of years, because you won't be seeing her in Marvel movies again.
Yeah, Brandon, she just said. Your drinker said Tatiana Maslany, i.e. She-Hulk. Yeah, that's who this is.
Or wherever the fuck she's been for the past couple of years, because you won't be seeing her in Marvel movies again. Caleb is approached by Holly Hunter, who managed to fix her false teeth in place long enough to put his mum in prison 15 years earlier, with a sweet little offer. Join Starfleet Academy and she'll help him to find his mother again. Wait, what? You understand that Starfleet Academy is supposed to be reserved for the best of the best, right? The officer class, the cut above, the kind of people who command starships when they graduate. Why the fuck would they accept a convicted criminal with a long history of escape attempts and violent behaviour? And even if they did, surely he's just gonna...
Yeah, what? Because, by the way, this scene right here where he's wearing this mask, the reason being is in the scene before, when he was a captive and being brought to a prison, he bit someone's ear off. This is why he's wearing the mask, because he literally bit someone's ear off. But yeah, we want him in Starfleet. He is definitely Starfleet officer material.
Bail the moment he finds his mother again, and all the time and resources put into training him would have been completely wasted. Fuck it, why am I even asking these questions? Stuff like this...
I have not seen the episode. I have seen enough reviews to know what the fuck happened.
Can be filed away neatly into the "we need the rest of the plot to happen" drawer. So the cadets are put aboard the USS Athena for the trip back to Starfleet Academy on Earth to begin their training. Wait, what? I mean, I know it's kind of a waste of time to ask questions like this, but seriously, isn't this completely ass backwards? Aren't you supposed to do your training at Starfleet Academy, then graduate to starships, so you can apply what you've learned in a practical environment? Why does the inside of the Athena look like an impossibly massive cruise ship instead of a starship? Am I like taking crazy pills or something?
Don't ask questions.
Fuck it, it's Kurtzman Trek. This show is to logic and common sense what Kathleen Kennedy is to self-reflection and personal accountability.
And I will say that they conclude the first episode by returning to Earth and landing literally on the planet, and then the second episode, they're 100% on Earth. So here I will do a minuscule little guinea that the first episode is them in space, and then episode 2 they are back on Earth. And yeah, okay, so for those of you that don't know what Drinker was talking about with the burn at the beginning, this is something that happened during Star Trek Discovery. Basically, a kid was born on a dilithium planet, and because he was born on a dilithium planet, he formed a symbiotic bond with the dilithium. And when his mother got killed, he basically cried And because he cried and he has a symbiotic relationship with the dilithium, all of the dilithium basically decided to stop working. Every scrap of dilithium in the galaxy suddenly decided to not work anymore, which resulted in multiple starships, like a ton of starships, like exploding because all of a sudden the dilithium just stops working. And that threw everything into a sense of chaos because now there was like no means of space travel. And they had to try and figure out a different way of space travel, and it was a whole fucking thing. I am not doing fan fiction. This was legitimately in Star Trek. This was a legit plot in Star Trek Discovery, which leads into this show. A child was born on a dilithium planet. Because he was born on a dilithium planet, he formed a symbiotic relationship with the dilithium. His mother died. He threw a temper tantrum, and basically all dilithium in the galaxy exploded, along with the ships that the dilithium was in. That is the birth. There was a whole storyline about it in Discovery. I'm not kidding. As brain dead as that sounds, I am not kidding.
Either way, this is where we meet the rest of whatever passes for characters in this show. There's a body-positive hologram with learning disabilities, a body-positive
God, yeah, they did this. Oh, God. Yeah, they basically tried to do, we're gonna do autistic representation, and we're gonna do it in the form of this character who is a literal hologram, like a Heartblight hologram, that was born a Heartblight hologram from a planet of Heartblight holograms, that what they actually refer to be called photons. And she has the mental acuity of a 5-year-old when she's supposed to be 17. That is this character. And they're basically trying to do it to try and facilitate this is a thinly veiled attempt at autistic representation, and I fucking hate this show. I fucking hate this show. And you want to know something even scarier? This isn't the dumbest fucking character. Isn't because the actress has Down syndrome? It's possible. It's possible. They literally wrote this as she was only born 3 months ago and was programmed with the mental acuity of a 17-year-old, but she acts like a 5-year-old. And like literally born on a planet of holograms. I'm not joking. And they want to be called photons. Yeah. But again, she's not the dumbest one. She's not the dumbest character. We'll get there.
Abilities, a body-positive first officer who...
Yeah, and here we have the Jem'Hadar Klingon mixed character. This character is half Jem'Hadar and half Klingon. And yes, I'm aware Jem'Hadar are female. Jem'Hadar are male. They are biologically engineered male. They do not have reproductive organs. This character cannot exist. The Jem'Hadar do not have the biological capabilities of reproduction. They are specifically engineered not to reproduce. This character cannot exist. And it's a half Jem'Hadar, half Klingon. Do you see where the problem is here, chat? Do you see the problems that everybody has got with this?
Tries to act hard by yelling at people a lot. A body-positive science officer. Holy fuck, there's more congealed blubber in this show than a red...
Oh, and by the way,
body-positive
something point out. What's the captain wearing here? What's the captain wearing here? In an age of 1,000 years since Kirk and Spock. 1,000 years since Kirk and Spock. Can't fix the eyes? You have to wear glasses? Really? Okay, that is a fair point, and I thought of that too. But the fact is, like, they go so, like, super crazy with the future tech that, nacelles that are not actually attached to the ship. They teleport everywhere. They have holo emitters all over the fucking ship, so they have like a whole fuck ton of literally holographic crew members. It is shit. No. Oh, and by the way, she's 400 years old. Apparently, she's like a half species that is like, has extremely long life, and she's like 400 years old.
Science officer. Holy fuck, there's more congealed blubber in this show than a Reddit mods convention. There's a tough talking, smart.
Okay, Fishy, to your point, Voyager installed the holo emitters all over the ship. Initially, it was only sickbay, and actually, no, let me rephrase. Voyager did not have holo emitters. Voyager gave the Doctor a holo emitter on his shoulder. That Voyager. Wait, what? Wait. Who's arguing with home? Who's arguing with home here? Yeah, that's what Leo. Voyager only had the holodeck and then sick bay, and then they gave the Doctor mobile emitter. Correct. Yeah, it was a 30th century tech. Yes. The Prometheus. Ah, okay. You're talking about something else. Okay, yeah. Dario. The experimental ship the diver was transported to via hologram comrade. Okay. Ah, okay. That's what you're talking about. Okay, very good. Yep. All right, we're back on track. We are back on track. Jack, it's Star Trek. It's got multiple iterations. You will be confused. Just go with it.
Fuck, there's more congealed blubber in this show than a Reddit mods convention. There's a tough talking, smart ass girl boss because clearly Star Trek needs more of them.
The tough girl boss that is basically throwing sexual innuendos all over the place. She tells like multiple guys, like, she throws sexual innuendos around at multiple guys.
Them.
Girls get it done.
I love the moment where she easily breaks up a fist fight between two men twice her size. Here's a little tip for you ladies. If two grown men are going at it, then putting yourself between them is a very quick and efficient way to get knocked the fuck out. Anyway, there's also an arrogant white guy from a privileged background who's there to be arrogant and white.
Of course.
And a Klingon who's abandoned the warrior code to get in touch with his sensitive side because he enjoys bird watching.
Yeah. They have a Klingon who, I will say, I don't have an objection to a Klingon enjoying bird watching. I actually don't have an objection to this. However, they pussified him. He's going to be a doctor. The look is fine, but the attitude is all wrong. He's like, they like, bearing in mind, Worf actually liked some of the quote-unquote softer things. Remember when Worf got introduced to prune juice? And he thought, oh, this is a Klingon drink, and it was prune juice. So, I don't have a problem with Klingons being introduced and liking something that is colloquially thought of as, like, weak, feminine, whatever adjective you wish to ascribe to it. I don't have a problem with it because it is established with Worf liking prune juice. I got no problem with that. If this Klingon discovers bird watching and enjoys it, I actually have no issue. Yeah, and Worf liked opera. Like, I don't have an objection to it, but he's a Klingon. He's a Klingon. Klingons are a warrior race. And he's not a warrior. He wants to be a doctor because he actually says he's trying to make himself better, as in not be a Klingon. That's why he wants to be a doctor, because he wants to transcend being a Klingon. There's your problem. He basically doesn't, he's a self-hating Klingon. And there's our problem.
I'm not even making this stuff up. I'm old enough.
And Seb, that's where I was kind of going with. It is, like, I actually don't have the objection to him being a doctor, because if they played it right, if they played it right, where they said he wants to be a doctor because he wants to make sure that the warriors can return to battle, and you could play with the idea of a Klingon wanting to be a doctor to ensure that the warriors continue to engage in battle. I have no issue with that. The problem I had with is that he's a self-hating Klingon. That he basically he wants to transcend being a Klingon. And herein lies the problem, because the Klingon is literally a warrior race, and he basically doesn't want to be a Klingon. That's the problem I have.
I'm not even making this stuff up. You know, I'm old enough to remember how much of a ruckus it caused when Worf showed up on the bridge of the Enterprise in TNG. Yeah, he was a Starfleet officer, but he was still very much a Klingon at heart, always wrestling with the violent impulses of his nature and his warrior upbringing. I don't know what the fuck this dude is supposed to be, but it's not a Klingon, that's for sure. So the gang set off on their first cruise, but oh no, they get ambushed by Paul Giamatti, and before you can say shitty contrived writing, the Athena's out of action quicker than a college girl at a drinking contest.
One of the prides of the Federation. And the ship gets taken out like that. Like, sourced hit, done.
Wants their warp core so he can sell it off for lots of money. I mean, the guy has access to programmable matter that could disable frontline starships in a matter of seconds, but yeah, sure, a warp core is definitely what he needs.
That doesn't make sense.
Also, why does Holly Hunter sit in her captain's chair like a fucking polio victim? Does she know that this is a starship bridge instead of a quaint coffee shop in Portland? Why is Paul Giamatti able to force her to sit down when he's a fucking hologram with no physical presence? Why does Holly Hunter use reading glasses when Retinax 5's been available for like 1,000 years by this point?
Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
The point is that Caleb does a bunch of techno...
That's the crux of it. This is supposed to be Starfleet Academy. The best of the best. And there is zero professionalism, zero military discipline. Absolutely none in this show. Holly Hunter is just like, fuck it. All the students are like, this is fucking 90210 in space. And it's like, what the hell? And if Drinker doesn't get to it, yes, I will get to the comm badge thing. Don't worry, I will get to it.
Babble bullshit to get the programmable matter off the hull, allowing them to bluff Paul Giamatti into abandoning his mission, even when it's completely obvious that they're lying to him, leading to possibly the most one-sided fight I've seen since Jake Paul convinced himself he could take on Anthony Joshua. A 25-year-old bodybuilder versus a tubby 58-year-old man. Guess who wins? But then Paul Giamatti gets away in an escape pod because I guess these things aren't tracked by the ship that launched them, and everyone has a nice slow-mo scene where they smile at the camera and contemplate their impending career suicide, and that's it, the episode ends. Oh, Star Trek, my old friend, what?
Okay, he didn't say it. Chat, there's a character. Let me see if I can find her. Okay, I can't find her. You know, they're one of these DEI hires that is now in Starfleet Academy. You know how we're introduced to her in this show? Anyone want to, Eddie, if you know, no spoilers. Anyone want to take a guess as to how we're introduced to a particular character of Starfleet Academy in this show? Number one, she's overweight. That's number one. Number one, she's an overweight woman. Alright? So, best of the best, of course. So you have this overweight woman, walks up to the doctor, walks up to him, and the first thing that comes out of her mouth is, I ate my comm badge. That's literally the first thing that comes out of her mouth. I ate my comm badge. I am not joking. This is not a joke. She literally says, I ate my no explanation. She tells the doctor, I ate my comm badge. His response, the doctor's response, ready? And if this was expected, that's how we are introducing characters in this show. They are so fucking stupid, they are eating their own comm badge, and the doctor is expecting it. You can't make this shit up. This is Kurtzman Trek. This is Star Trek a la Kurtzman, where Starfleet Academy officers, like prospective Starfleet Academy officers, are so fucking stupid. They eat their comm badge. And the medical staff is not surprised. Hollywood!
Oh, Star Trek, my old friend, what have they done to you? You know, I remember when Star Trek was a serious show made by serious people with a passion for science and technology and a desire to broaden human horizons. How times have changed. After the indignities of Discovery, Picard, and Strange New Worlds, I honestly thought we'd seen an end of the brain-dead, cringe-inducing, hyper-identity politics-driven garbage wearing the Star Trek brand like a skin suit, but apparently not. Is this like some kind of
So, this is her. This is the very scene. She walks up to the doctor and says, I ate my comm badge. And the doctor says, already? This is her, chat. Best and the brightest of Starfleet.
kind of humiliation ritual at this point? Do they hate their own franchise? I ask because I'm genuine.
Yeah, they did get, what's his first name? Ricardo. I forget his name. Robert, thank you. Yeah, Robert Picardo. They did get Robert Picardo. He is the doctor. So and he's playing the same character. He is playing his doctor from Voyager. This is actually him. This is the same character. They did bring him back. And he seems like he's having fun with it.
Is this like some kind of humiliation ritual at this point? Do they hate their own franchise? I ask because I'm genuinely trying to come up with a plausible explanation for this utter bilge. The chirpy, quippy Joss Whedon dialogue that undercuts every moment with even a hint of drama. The body-positive officers whose only natural end.
One thing I'm actually very surprised about, given that this is a show that is all about the message, is that they actually have the women wearing skirts. All of the female cadets are wearing skirts. That actually surprises me that they went that route, considering. And Scary Eye, they did, I understand in the show, Robert Picardo does explain why he looks old. He actually he actually put an aging program. He did an aging software, an aging patch into his program to make him appear older, so it wouldn't seem weird that he was always forever young. So they did try to explain why he does look old. They did offer a decent explanation. How they used to have everyone in pants before that. The men didn't wear. So the women wore dresses in the OG. But ever since Next Gen, they were all in the same jumpsuit. But for some reason in this one, they're wearing skirts, and this is 1,000 years after the OG. Oh, yeah, you know what? You're right. I think that was only in the pilot episode, though, correct? I thought in TNG, I thought it was only the pilot episode that they had they had some of the guys that were wearing the same dress as some of the women. Was it the whole first season? Yeah, it was like the very early episodes, and then very good. No, it wasn't a kilt. They were actually wearing they were basically wearing man-sized dresses that women like Deanna Troi initially wore. The mini dress basically. But that went away after like several episodes.
Undercuts every moment with even a hint of drama, the body-positive officers whose only natural enemies are treadmills, the blandly amiable characters played by soft charisma vacuum actors who tick every diversity box possible, the soulless, empty sets that somehow manage to look garishly bright and depressingly dim at the same time. All of the tedious tropes of modern Star Trek are dialed up to 11 and shoved into this turd of a show. And the question I keep asking myself is, why? What are you hoping to achieve with this thing, Paramount? Who are you even trying to appeal to? I mean, it must be obvious even to you that this whole new Trek thing just isn't working, and it hasn't worked for like 5 years now. You're like a gambler that's lost everything and owes a small fortune to a loan shark that's got leg breakers on speed dial, convinced he can somehow turn it all around with one more spin of the wheel. Well, you can't, and the viewing figures reflect that. The first episode was released for free on YouTube, and even then, it was beaten in live viewers by a plastic action figure sitting in a chair.
Yes. Nerdrotic, when he found out that they were putting the first episode on YouTube for free, Nerdrotic literally put his Spock figure out. Put his Spock figure. This is Nerdrotic's room, his chair, his Spock figurine, live streamed it as the same time that they released the first Star Trek episode. And more. You can't, let's see, hang on, let me disappear you guys so you can see that the viewer count is at the bottom there. Look at how many of the viewers are. Nerdrotic got more viewers from a Spock figure sitting on a chair than Starfleet Academy. Like, literally, my videos get more views than Starfleet Academy does in one day.
It was beaten in live viewers by a plastic action figure sitting in a chair. That's my boy, Gary. Shit, man, even now it's only got like 150,000 views in 4 days. This video's gonna get more than that in 4 hours. That's not just bad, that's fucking catastrophic.
It's not wrong.
The comments section is pure gold, though. So this is a little plea from me to you, Paramount. Do yourselves a favour, and please, just stop. Stop making Star Trek shows. You're not helping anyone, and you're not going to make any money from them, that's for sure. You've already run the brand right into the ground and salted the earth, and now it is dead, Jim. It's dead in a way that no brand can ever hope to come back from. It's been a good run, but Star Trek is officially over. It's time to let it rest in peace. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
And Devil's Blade, I am not at all surprised that some Mary Sue writer got pissed off about it and started reading in an article about him. But look at
the people who
look
gave
at
Enterprise
look at
shit
Drinker.
didn't realize how good they had it.
Why, no. This video's been out for 2 days. And look how many views Drinker's got. In 2 days compared to Star Trek. Compared to that first episode of Star Trek. He fucking dwarfed the first episode of Star Trek. Oh yeah, Star Trek is dead. It is dead and buried, and just like with Star Wars, Star Trek, Marvel, all of it. They need to stop. They absolutely need to stop. They need to shut it down. Oops, I mean to guys go away. They need to shut things. Where the? Uh-oh. Ah, there's. They literally need to just shut things down and walk away. Just shut like that. All of them need to shut it down, walk away. People are done. Not forever, but like 10 years. All of like all the popular sci-fi kind of stuff, you know, Star Trek, Star Wars, Marvel, Doctor Who, all of them. They need to stop, shut down, and walk away for 10 years. People need to forget about these abominations, and then they can come back and try and reboot with people that actually fucking care.